They tell you it's random. They tell you it's luck. They tell you your chances are 1 in millions. And yet, someone always wins. Have you ever stopped and wondered, why them? Why does that one person, out of a sea of tickets and numbers, wake up to find their life changed forever, while millions walk away with nothing? Is it truly chance? Or is there a deeper order, a spiritual rule, deciding who holds the winning ticket? I want you to hear me now, and not just with your ears. I want you to feel this in your spirit. The lottery is not only a game of numbers, it is a mirror of energy. It reflects back the vibration of the one holding the ticket. It doesn't just pay out to the one who wants the win. It pays out to the one who has already received it in their heart. Because here's the truth. The universe does not reward desperation. It rewards alignment. You can buy 100 tickets in panic, in hope, in clutching fear, and you will walk away empty. But a single ticket, held in the hands of someone who already feels wealthy before the draw, that ticket is alive with possibility. This is the spiritual rule few ever speak of. You cannot be chosen by the prize until you have chosen yourself worthy of it. That means when you stand in line to buy that ticket, your energy is already speaking louder than your words. Are you speaking lack? Or are you speaking certainty? Are you sending out the vibration of "please let me win," or the vibration of "it is already mine, and this is simply the way it arrives"? There's a sacred difference, and it's that difference that decides who wins and who watches from the sidelines. I need you to hear me with all of your attention, because what I'm about to say is the reason most people will never hold the winning ticket in their hands. It's not the odds. It's not the number of entries. It's not even the so-called luck. It's that they buy the ticket as if they are still waiting to be chosen, instead of knowing, deep down, that they have already been chosen. When you understand this, when you live it, you stop asking the universe, and you start commanding by spiritual law. And this is where the energy shifts. Before you even step foot into the store, before you even hear the sound of the machine printing that ticket, your spirit has already called it in. You walk in not as a seeker, but as a receiver. This is why some people win and others don't. Now pause for a moment and really think about this. If you could speak just one sentence before buying your next ticket, what would you say? Would you whisper, "Please let it be me"? Or would you declare, "This is my ticket and I accept the win now"? That declaration, spoken with conviction, spoken as truth, rewires the way the energy flows toward you. This is why I want you to do something right now. Not later, not someday, right now. Type it in the comments, "I am already chosen for my win." Write it so it leaves your mind and enters the physical world. Let it be your public declaration. And if you feel this truth rising in your spirit as you listen, if you know there's more waiting for you than what you're holding right now, then don't just watch and leave. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Because here, we don't just talk about wealth. We command it, we align with it, and we watch it appear in ways most people would call impossible. Stay close, because in the next breath, I'm going to give you the exact energetic posture that aligns you with a win, before the numbers are even drawn. The win begins long before the announcement. It begins in the way you carry yourself before the moment arrives. Have you ever noticed how winners seem almost unsurprised when they win? It's not arrogance, it's familiarity. They've already walked with that outcome in their mind. So when it arrives, it feels like the natural next step. This is the energetic posture I'm talking about. Before the numbers are drawn, before the ticket is checked, you live, even in the smallest ways, as though the win is already yours. You don't say, "If I win." You say, "When I win." And even more powerful, "Since I've won," as if the timeline has already shifted. Now, I can almost hear someone thinking, "But isn't that just pretending?" No. It's commanding your reality with the authority you've been given. It's understanding that your words are the keys to spiritual doors. Remember, divine law doesn't move for hesitation. It responds to certainty, to unwavering, calm confidence. And here's where most people block their own win. They put the outcome on a pedestal. They worship the big moment, instead of aligning with the truth that the moment is already written. Let me give you something practical. Every time you even think about winning, pause, smile, and say softly, "I have already been blessed with my win. I accept it now." Say it until your nervous system relaxes into it. Say it until it doesn't feel strange anymore. Say it until the sentence feels like home. Now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what would you do first when your win arrives? Would you clear debts? Would you invest? Would you give? Your answer doesn't just inspire others. It locks in your intention before the blessing even lands. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your moment to do it. Because if you've listened this far, you're not here by accident. Something is drawing you to keep your faith lit and your mind tuned to receiving. In a moment, I'm going to take you into the exact spiritual law that decides whether a win finds you or passes you by. Here's what I've learned after years of studying both divine principles and the patterns of those who just happen to win. There's always a rule, and it's always spiritual first. That rule is alignment before action. See, most people think the lottery is about luck, random chance, a cosmic roll of the dice. But the truth is, numbers might be random, yet the alignment is not. In spiritual law, a blessing only arrives at the door that is already unlocked. And the key? Your spoken word charged with belief. Think of it this way. You can hold the winning ticket in your hand, but if your mind has been rehearsing loss, your spirit has already said no to the blessing. That's why alignment before you even buy the ticket matters more than anything else. It's why some people buy just once and win, while others buy for decades and never do. So how do you align? You speak the end from the beginning. You let your words create the path for your feet to walk. Before you even walk to the counter, before you even think of the numbers, You say, "The blessing that belongs to me finds me now. My hands are ready to receive it. My heart is ready to hold it." And here's the secret. You don't speak it with desperation. You speak it the way you'd tell someone the sky is blue. Calm, steady, certain. Now, this is where you take a step that most will never take. You release the how. You stop obsessing over the ticket, and you live as if the result has already been printed in your favor. If you're watching right now and this is starting to click, I want you to let me know in the comments. Write, "I'm aligned" before the win. Seal it with your own words. Because when you declare it publicly, you send a ripple through both the physical and spiritual realms. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you already know you've been drawn here for a reason. Every new video is another step toward training your mind to live in the place where blessings are the norm, not the exception. Because here's the truth. Winning isn't about a moment. It's about the state you live in. And the longer you live in that state, the more inevitable your win becomes. In a moment, I'll share with you the single most dangerous habit that quietly disqualifies people from their blessing, without them even knowing it. This is the part most people never realize. It's not the losses that stop them. It's the small, almost invisible habits that quietly block the blessing before it even arrives. And the most dangerous one of all, speaking against your own harvest. You might say, "Oh, I never do that." But listen closely. Every time you say, "I never win anything," or "With my luck, it'll be someone else," or "I'm just not one of those lucky people," you've already locked the door before opportunity even knocked. Your words are commands. They're not harmless. They're not casual. They are contracts in the unseen realm. And every time you speak lack, you sign your name on a document that says, "Do not deliver blessings here." That's why your declaration must be consistent. Not once a week, not just before you buy a ticket, but every day, because you are training your spirit to hold the vibration of receiving. Say it now, out loud, wherever you are. "I do not chase the blessing, it is drawn to me. I do not plead, I command by divine right. I do not doubt, I decide." And if those words make something stir in you, pause this for a moment. Drop them in the comments. Write, "I decide, I receive," because your declaration will inspire someone else who's been standing in the same waiting room as you, not realizing the door has been unlocked the whole time. Here's what will surprise you. It's not about the lottery alone. This is the rule for every area of wealth. Every unexpected blessing, every "how could this happen so fast" moment you will ever have. It's always alignment. It's always command. It's always speaking life to what you want and refusing to speak death to it. Now, there's one final layer to this, and it's the part most people ignore, because it asks something of you. It asks you to prove your faith. Not to the universe, not to God, but to yourself. And when you take this step, you remove the last invisible wall between you and the win. I'll share that step with you now. That final step is to act as if you've already won. Not in reckless spending, not in pretending, but in how you carry yourself, in how you speak, in the way you treat every decision. Because here's the truth. If you wait until the blessing arrives to behave like someone worthy of it, it will slip through your fingers the moment it comes. Winners win before the win. They stand taller before the call. They make decisions with clarity before the deposit. And yes, this means doing things now that your old self would only do after the win. You speak generously. You plan like someone who will be entrusted with more. You set your boundaries so that when the flood of blessing comes, you don't drown in everyone else's demands. Because there's a secret no one talks about. Sometimes the reason you don't have the win yet is because the win, if it came today, would destroy the unprepared version of you. So the divine waits. Not because you're not chosen, but because you're too important to be rushed. And the moment you step into that readiness, the moment your identity matches your desire, the delivery is instant. So today, stop waiting for proof before you believe. Start walking like it's already yours. Speak like it's already paid. Command like you have the authority, because you do. And if this message resonates in the deepest part of you, don't just nod quietly. Drop a comment that says, "It's mine. I am ready. I am prepared." Because every time you write those words, you anchor yourself into the reality where your win is not someday, it is today. And before you leave, make sure you're subscribed. This channel isn't just about hoping for wealth. It's about reprogramming your spirit to receive it, hold it, and multiply it. You don't just watch these videos. You absorb them. You speak them. You live them. Wealth will always obey the voice of the one who commands it with faith.